Hi there, Stephen Pegg from Loves to Travel. Thanks for checking out our videos. Always appreciate you checking out our videos. This is going to be like a Q&A kind of video, but before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, also the bell notification button below. That way you'll get notified when we put up future videos, and we'd love for you to hit the like button as well. That helps us out immensely. As I said, this is almost a Q&A kind of video because we've had people ask us over the last year or so different things. We've answered some of them in the comment section, but the last video that we did, we said, hey, give us some questions about us, and we'll answer them as best we can. There's going to be some questions we won't answer, right, honey?
Right, but there will be some questions that we will answer.
There'll be a lot of questions we'll answer, and actually may end up having more questions than we answer, to be honest with you, when we get all said and done. But we'll see what happens. So Peg's got a list of questions that people have posted on our comments section, and we're going to go through them kind of one by one. And again, we may not be able to answer some questions. There's some questions that I don't want to get into right now yet. Maybe down the road we can get into those. But there's a lot of questions we're going to be able to answer. So let's see what we can answer for you. So our first question comes from Allison Isaac. She wants to know, when do you leave for Florida? We've already left. We're here. We got here last Friday, flew down Southwest because bags fly free. And actually, we brought more than 2 bags. You can get 2 bags per person, but we put 1 bag inside of each bag. So basically, we brought 4 bags, 2 inside of 2, because we planned on doing some shopping down here, and we filled up 1 bag, right, honey?
Right, correct. But there's also more than just the 4 bags. Remember, you have 2 carry-ons.
Oh, that's right. So you get 2 bags each person, and you also get a carry-on. So and a personal bag. Right. So I was able to bring a bag on along with my computer bag. Plus, I was able to put 2 bags in storage underneath the plane if I wanted to. So I love Southwest. Don't get me wrong. I love Southwest because you can do that. I've had some planes where you've actually had to pay to put stuff in the carry-on overhead. To be able to put stuff in the overhead compartment, you had to pay to do that. I'm like, no, it's Southwest. Thank you very much.
So to answer Allison's questions, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. Been here, and we're going to be here for a little bit longer. I'm going to try and talk Peg into letting us stay longer, but I don't know if that's going to happen because we actually have to go back to work sometime. And
we will answer that question later on because I know a lot of people are asking about that.
What we do for a living. I don't know if I'm going to answer that yet or not. We'll see. So our next question comes from Jim Fantasia, and I will apologize ahead of time. I'm going to mispronounce some names here. Jim, you asked what time of day do we go to Costco? It never seems busy when we're there. We actually go first thing in the morning, normally first thing in the morning on either a Saturday or a Sunday morning right after they open. So we're there as they open. It's like 10 o'clock, and so it's not bad. So we just get up there as they open. They do have a tendency to get crowded as the day goes on.
We have a question from Pamela Clarkston. How old are your children? How did you meet? How long have you been together?
So I'm actually going to work backwards on that question, hon, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
All right. We'll start with the last question first. How long have we been together? We actually met 35 years ago last month. So 35 years ago in February of '86 is when we met. This month right now is actually the 33rd anniversary of our first coming to Disney. We came down here in March of '88 for the very first time. And that's going to answer your first question is, how old are our kids? Because we brought our 3-month-old with us on that trip back then. Or actually, yeah, he was almost 3 months at that point. Yeah. So we brought him on that trip. So we have now 30, we have a 33-year-old. We have a 27 or 28 now.
28.
28-year-old, I can't remember. And then we have a 25 and a 24.
No. We have 2 right now are 25.
That's right, because his birthday is not coming up and he's kind of mad. His birthday is actually coming up on Thursday, so he'll actually be 25 on Thursday.
So we have Irish twins.
Yes, they're 11 months apart. The 2 younger ones are 11 months apart. The youngest one's birthday's February of '96 is when he was born, and then the number 3 son is March of '95 is when he was born. Right. So, and I got that right. And then number 2 son was born in August of 90.
Boy, 92.
92. I have a poor memory sometimes when it comes to my kids. I start at the top. When I go to yell at the kids, I start at the top and work my way to the one that I actually want to yell at. So that's how it goes. But that answers that question. And how did we meet? That's an interesting question. Basically through my work. When you were at college. So it was basically through my work when she was at college in February of '86. So that's how we met. Wow, this is a long one. From Donna Manitou. Questions: what Costco items do you miss that has never been brought back? What Costco item will you never buy again? Do you miss the free samples? I'll answer that right now. Yes, I do, and hopefully they're coming back. We were told that our Ohio store that they will be returning actual food samples next week, so I actually hope that happens with our store too, so we'll see. Now, she also has a personal question. How did you meet? We just answered that. How do you decide on where to go for vacation? If I can go to Las Vegas or to Disney, that's where I like to go. But we have some other places we want to go to eventually down the road. I eventually want to hit every single Disney park in the world, be it Tokyo, Hong Kong, Shanghai, also Paris, and we've already been to Disneyland and Disney World. So yeah,
we hit our bucket list last year. One of our items on our bucket list, which was Mount Rushmore.
We made the decision with a couple of friends of ours that we went out to Mount Rushmore, and we also went to Devil's Tower, and we went to Deadwood. So we kind of hit a bucket list. A long drive from where we're at, but it was fun to do. Would you ever do a live stream while you're on vacation? I don't know. I've never done that before, so I have no idea. We'll have to see what plays out on that.
Okay, what made you start the YouTube channel, and was there ever a time when you thought of quitting YouTube? So this unit here we're staying in right now is where we really gave us the inspiration of starting.
We originally started doing room tours for family, friends, and so on and so forth, and putting them up on YouTube because we were going to a lot of different timeshares over the years, and a lot of people said, well, what's the room like? I'm like, okay, well, let's start doing room tours. That way you can see what it looks like when we're there. And we stayed here at the Sheraton Vistana. That's where we're at right now, Sheraton Vistana in Orlando. Peg did a room tour, and she didn't look at it for a couple of years, and all of a sudden looked at us and said, there's 12,000 views plus on that video.
Right.
And that gave her the kind of inspiration to say, why don't we start a YouTube channel? And that's how we started it.
Right. So if you actually looked at our YouTube profile, we joined like in 2016, but we really didn't start posting a lot more videos till January of 2020.
Yeah. And that was just before the pandemic started. And originally it was supposed to be Disney, food, and travel, because we come to Disney a lot. We love food. Trust me, we love food. And we like to travel. Unfortunately, the pandemic kind of got in the middle of all that, and so we ended up doing shopping trips too, so that's kind of added to what we do. Disney, food, travel, and shopping, so that's what we do now. So going back to your original questions, what Costco items do you miss that have never been brought back? I don't know. I don't know if there's any that have gone away and that we've... right now, lower salt bacon. Right. They need to bring back lower salt bacon.
In our Costco.
Yeah, I've seen it in other Costco's. As a matter of fact, we went to the Costco Business here, and they have lower salt bacon at the Costco Business Costco here in Orlando, but they don't have it at our Costco yet. So lower salt bacon. Costco, please bring back the Kirkland lower salt bacon to our Costco, please, huh?
And what Costco item would never buy again?
What Costco item would we never buy again?
The paper towel holder.
Oh my gosh. We bought a paper towel holder at Costco. And it's actually not a bad paper towel holder, but I didn't realize that the little tiny feet on the bottom of it, if you kind of like slide it across your countertop, the little feet stay put and the paper towel holder moves and you have little tiny feet on your counter. It took us a while to figure out what they were until we figured out they were the feet to the paper towel holder. So a little dab of super glue and they don't move anymore, but realistically, kind of a design flaw, I would say. So the next question is from Patricia Coca. I believe that's how it's pronounced. When did you fall in love with Mickey and Minnie Mouse? Go ahead. I'll let you start.
1988.
Yep. So, March of 1988. First time we came down here. So it was like we'd been together a couple of years. You were on spring break from college. We had our 3-month-old who was born between your winter and your spring semester at college, which was kind of interesting to be honest. And you still graduated on time too, by the way.
Yes, I did.
But we came down on spring break of March of 1988 and spent a week down here at Disney and been coming down here ever since. So yeah, since March of 1988. 31 years now? 33 years.
You don't know how many years?
33 years now, yeah, 33 years. So yeah, that's when we fell in love with Mickey and Minnie. And I've watched it grow over the years. I mean, Hollywood Studios wasn't even a gleam in their eye. Well, I guess it was a gleam in their eye.
No, the Hollywood Studios was in the process of being built.
Yeah, they had Animal Kingdom hadn't been even developed yet. Epcot was open, wasn't it?
Yes,
Epcot was open.
And Epcot was open, and so was
the Magic Kingdom. Those were the only two that were open when we first started coming down here. And then Hollywood Studios opened up the year after in, I think it was 89 or late 88. I'd have to double check on that. We actually have, that we bought the first time we came down here, the commemorative tickets from the opening of Hollywood Studios, MGM Hollywood Studios. Remember?
Right, and then we still have them. They're not used. We bought them for $100 for a 3-day World Passport.
I did ask somebody here, I said, how much do you think they'd be worth as a collectible right now? He says, well, they'll get you into the park. And I'm like, I'm not wasting collectible tickets to get into the park, but they're still good to get you into the park. So the next question is from Brenda, and Brenda, I know it's Cajun something, but I'm not even going to butcher your last name. I apologize in advance. Your question is, yeah, I was right about Fat Tuesday. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for telling me I'm right. What state are we in? It always looks cold. Yes, it's not as cold as where we came from, because I grew up in upstate New York, or central New York, actually, just below Syracuse. And you grew up in Jersey, right?
I grew up in mid-Jersey.
Yeah. And so realistically, where I grew up, we were used to 100, 120 inches of snow every year. Where I'm at now in northern Indiana, we were lucky if we get 20 inches of snow a year. So it's not as cold as what it was when we grew up, but it is cold in the winter. And we did have a period a couple, 3 weeks ago where we went from 50 down to -3, back up to 40, back up to 65, and then back down to 18, all within the span of 5 days. So we had pretty much all 4 seasons within the span of a week.
Bia asked, do you ever check out while supplies last on Costco online?
Do you ever go on? I don't go. I don't know if you do or not. Do you go to Costco online?
I do not. How's that?
Never checked it. I mean, we're going to have to. I've never looked at that before, so it's something to look at. So it's not really a question, but more of a statement from Beatrice Aceton, it looks like. And again, if I butcher your name, I apologize. She agrees with me on monsters. She says they're the most horrendous thing on earth. She said that she would travel back in time with the risk of never coming back just to annihilate them from existence. I wish my kids had never gotten into monsters. I wish they had never gotten into monsters. Those things are horrible. But
she also wanted us to do a house, pantry, and home tour.
Yeah, we might do that down the road.
A house, pantry, and kitchen tour. Yeah. I will tell you, my kitchen is due for a remodel.
Yep.
And
that's going to be my 35th wedding anniversary present to her, is remodeling the kitchen.
Right. So we're still a few years away from the kitchen, and it's going to be a very expensive remodel. We do have a kitchen that functions, and it actually does look okay, but there are some minor things that I don't like about it. But we will show you our pantry and kitchen once it gets remodeled.
Yeah. So that's coming. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. So our next question is from Thomas, and Thomas asks, what are each of our favorite foods? Chocolate, and more chocolate.
That's your favorite food?
Yeah. What's your favorite food?
I like desserts.
Chocolate.
Not chocolate. I like cheesecake.
Cheesecake's not bad, but chocolate's
you
better.
You won't eat cheesecake.
Yeah.
You won't ever eat cheesecake.
I like hot dogs, baseball, apple pie, and I'm sorry. And sugar.
Actually, that's true. You do like apples.
I do like apples. I love apples. I actually like apples, bananas, grapes. I like anything along those lines. I do like chocolate. I'm a big fan of beef. I hate seafood with a passion. I'm not a big fan of seafood, but beef, pork, chicken. Chicken, if you cook it and it's not plain chicken, I like that. I like pork chops, and Peg makes a very good crock pot pulled pork. But realistically, it's chocolate's my favorite. I love chocolate.
And mine is desserts. So my favorite is actually cheesecake. Probably a caramel or turtle cheesecake is my favorite. And then I do eat more healthier. I eat a little bit healthier than he does.
She's trying to get me to eat healthy.
But we have been having Caesar salad. I was never a Caesar salad fan until recently. But I tend to gravitate towards the fish and the chicken. I do eat a good steak if it's prepared correctly. And there is one steakhouse that you like that I don't like.
And I'm not going to mention names because we're actually going to have dinner there sometime this week. So.
Right. But I do like a good steak, but I tend to gravitate towards the more healthier cuts of meat, like chicken or a fish. And of course, we have to include ice cream.
Oh, I can't turn down ice cream, especially chocolate ice cream.
You don't do chocolate ice cream. You're more vanilla.
Fudge ripple. No, vanilla with chocolate on top of it.
Oh.
Vanilla with Hershey's chocolate syrup on top of it, or fudge ripple. Chocolate.
As ribbons going through it.
Chocolate. So I am going to answer this. Jim asks, what do we do for a living? I'm not going to tell you what we do. I will say that I'm in the communications industry.
And I am in retail. You probably are going, she's in retail? But I work in retail. How's that? We're not yet there to disclose exactly our jobs, but that is the industry I work in.
Yep, and I'm in a lot of people have kind of guessed that I'm in communications. I am, but I'm not going to say what kind just yet. So when that comes retirement time in a couple of years, I'll tell everybody what I've done for the last 40 years now. So that's our Q&A. I know that there's a lot more questions. Feel free to ask and we'll try to answer in the comment sections of the different videos if you have any questions about us. We do appreciate you checking out our videos as always, and we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button below, also the bell notification button below, and we'd really, really appreciate you hitting the like button because that helps us out immensely. Thanks for watching.